What's up, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to today's video. Today we will talk about how you can get more revenue, more jobs without getting new leads, meaning turning your past customers into active customers and turning them into recurring revenue even, so that you can sort of like flatten out the curve throughout the shoulder seasons and whenever you and your crew do not have enough work in order for you to feel like, oh, I can go to bed and sleep really well. My name is Thomas Eberts. I'm co-founder and lead strategist at Top Tier Marketers, and we help HVAC and home service companies get more leads, book more jobs, and improve their return on investment on their marketing dollars spent. Let's dive in. $145,000 in extra revenue from one single email. Does that sound like something that you'd be interested in? No worries, you don't need me to do it. You probably have it in you yourself, because new customer acquisition is extremely expensive, especially in the higher tier home services like HVAC, landscaping, restoration. These jobs are bigger tickets. So since the ticket is bigger, the customer acquisition will be a lot more expensive. But for everyone else, including the ones in the higher tiers, the problem is really to get customers more into your business when you don't have like a huge marketing spend. You don't have like $80, $90, $100,000 plus in your bank in order to spend on PPC, etc., etc. So today we will talk about a 5-step reactivation system that you can use to reactivate the customers you already have in your list to make an additional $145,000 in revenue. So step number 1, you want to make sure that your list is clean. Clean meaning no double, triple, quadruple contacts with a gazillion different emails and phone numbers. Not like people in there that hate you and you had a really bad experience with them, or they had a bad experience with you where something didn't work out the way it should, etc. So you want to have a clean list where you are have a pre-segmentation of like, okay, these customers were active in the last 2 years, these were active in the last year, these were active in the last 6 months, these were active in the last 3 months, and then have it segmented for installs, for repairs, for service calls, etc., etc. If you can do that, the better you segment your contact list, the better the strategy will work, because if you know the context of who your customer is, you can speak to that customer a lot better and sell a lot more things to that customer because you know their circumstance. If somebody just got a new system, pitching them on $50 off any repair won't give you much. But if you speak to that audience and say like, hey, you have the opportunity to sign up for our comfort club, for example, in order to protect your system from any damage, that would always work great. Or upgrading the guarantees and warranties to like 10 years labor and 10 years system, okay? So there are a lot of things that we can do based on segmentation. So step number 1 is to clean up your list, verify the contact information, phone number and email address, first and last name, and when they were active. And then with that, we have the foundation to go into step number 2. Step number 2 is the strategic segmentation. So we have pre-segmented our leads now. We have pre-segmented into categories. And now what we want to make sure is that we go a little bit deeper into the detail, meaning you want to go into a field management system and pull out or format the list for the highest paying clients, because the highest paying clients have put the most money down, hence the most stuff is at risk. You want to go to these people where you already know and have made notes in your CRM or in your field management software where you know like, oh, this person, I did a checkup and their heating system is going to break down within the next 2 years. It might make sense to put that into the CRM as well. So the more information you have in your CRM, the better you can segment the leads. So segment them for notes, segment them for how much revenue you made from them already, what kind of systems you have installed, or what did you repair, or what did the client speak about that he wanted to get done in the future. And based on that segmentation, that more specified, a more qualified segmentation, we can then go ahead and start planning our database reactivation campaign. Step number 3, designing our reactivation campaign, database reactivation campaign. Let's take an example, an HVAC company, let's say in Phoenix, Arizona, having a contact list of about 5,000 customers, and they're all pretty well segmented. What we can do now is we can go ahead and look at different angles for different segments. For example, all new installs in the last 5 years, we will send out a database reactivation to pitch our comfort club, which is $90.90 a month or $205 a year. And with that, we can get a fascinating, beautiful cash infusion that is recurring. For example, of these 5,000 people, if 1,000 people sign up, that's $20,000 you make every month from one SMS, from one text message or one email. Okay, and that's just the first segment of your customers. Then we can look at the recent repairs, like the repairs that were really, really high. We want to look at these repairs because typically when a system needs to get a big repair, then the system is older. If the system is older, there's opportunity for what? Right, replacement. So we want to make sure that we have these contacts together that had big repairs, heating or cooling, or even both, depending on the systems that you service. And then we want to have a database reactivation campaign for these people and say like, hey, this is our offer. Today, you can dial in 0 interest on the first 12 months down payment. Here's our calculator for what you would pay if you would finance your new system, and this is our promotional rate. If you go with us, if you make a decision in the next 2 days, then we can give you an extra 5% discount on your system install, and hence you will get a really, really good return on investment on that specific investment. And then for all of your remaining contacts, you can easily just throw together an offer that is really attractive. For example, have a duct cleaning company, or if you do duct cleaning, you do it yourself. But if you have a company that does duct cleaning with you or for you, you can take their services, bundle them together with an iWave air purifier, for example, and sell that for $1,500, for $2,500, depending on the depth of duct cleaning that you do. So, and then you have another offer that's $2,500 in revenue. You send that out to a list of 5,000 people, and even if 1%, meaning 50 people, convert into leads and you close 50, that's 25 jobs. 25 times 2,500 is what? Right, it's over $70,000. If I'm right, please use your calculator and let me know in the comments if I'm right or wrong. But that's another $75,000 from one text message and one email. And you could even drive it as far as sending reminders for these offers in order to schedule these out. So with that campaign design in your mind, what you want to do is go ahead now and say like, okay, these are the 3 campaigns, reactivation campaigns I'm going to run. And then what I want you to do is to look at your revenue chart for the year and see where you dip and where you start to be stressed. So if you don't want to be that, but you want to go to bed and be like, my techs are good, they're good all season long, and I have a sustainable growth, I can get another truck on, I can get another person on because I feel certain in myself that I can provide that. That changes the game. At least that changes the game for any contractor that we work with, and that gives us that feedback. It's this stability and certainty to be able to grow your company. So with that being said, I want you to schedule these 3 database reactivation campaigns throughout the year where you dip in revenue, where you know, okay, I can just blast out that offer and promote it for a month even, with 4 emails and 4 text messages, and I will get a good amount of revenue, a good cash influx for the next 2 or 3 months, where I can like sort of like ride the wave a little bit easier. And I want you to do that. So sit down and consider planning your database reactivation campaign out. Next step number 4 is implementing. So you have all of the great things. You have segmentation, double segmentation, now you have the plan, but without executing and putting that into action, meaning going into your field management system and doing the work, and going into your CRM and doing the work and setting these campaigns up, nothing is going to happen. There's no $150,000 a month extra in your bank account by just watching a YouTube video. Okay, so what you need to do now is like with that campaign, you want to write these campaigns out. You want to have subject lines, you want to have maybe graphics that you want to create, you want to write the copy, you want to make sure you have a landing page on your website where you send the traffic to so they can check out. You need to have somebody who does your payments online so people can check out online and don't have to call you, so to make it easy for them. So there's a whole lot of stuff. You need to set the email sequences up, email automations, you need to send these text messages out, put these into your CRM. If you do direct mail for these things, you have to coordinate their direct mail, and then you want to make sure that your office in their quote unquote free time, when they are not working and talking more and drinking a little bit more coffee and having a piece of cake, that they follow up with the offers that you have made so they can close them. So you might need to train them as well. Okay, so there are like these implementation steps that you need to sit down now and put time aside. Even if it's every Monday, the first 2 hours of business, you do nothing but preparing this will set you up for success in the next 12 months. But you have to show up consistently and plan what you need to do to make this work, okay? And then step number 5, of course, is measuring and tracking your success. Because if you dump, let's say 40 hours or 50 hours worth of time resources yourselves, the ones from the team, the ones of your office. If you put 50 hours to work and you are paying all of your employees on average $25, that's a significant investment, right? So we have $1,250 that go into planning out this campaign and making it work. So you want to know now, because you have labor costs in order to execute this strategy, you want to make sure that you track what is the open rates, how many people actually opened my text messages and my email messages. You want to look at the response rates, how many people gave me a call back, or how many people wrote and texted back, how many people signed up from that text or email or from the direct mail even. You want to make sure that you have the conversion rate within these mediums and channels in order for you to be able to look at how much revenue did I generate from this campaign. And then looking back, once you have these numbers, now it gets really interesting, is if you spend $1,250 in labor costs to execute the strategy and you're making on average $15,000, that's about 1,400% return on marketing spend, okay? So now you have to ask yourself and think in the direction of like, what would happen if I would put 4 times the amount in there? Right, would average out to $60,000. And so you can grow an entire new thinking of how to add revenue to your bottom line, okay? I hope this makes sense to you. Let me know in the comments if this is helpful. So I think I've been pretty clear in the video. I hope I outlined everything clear enough for you to start executing, sitting down, planning, writing things out, and scheduling 2 hours every Monday in order to invest into this database reactivation campaign. If you say like, Thomas, everything sounds really, really good, and I'm bought into this technique, this marketing channel, this way of adding revenue to my bottom line, but I don't really want to execute it myself. I want somebody to think with me. I want somebody to execute for me and do this with me and for me. Then I have an offer for you. You can head over to our website, topseedmarketers.com/schedule. You just fill out a little bit of information so we have some information about you and we know how we can help you best, and then we just go on a phone call and we check in of how we might be able to help you, and then we go forward from then, okay? We want to make sure that we are your allies, that we stand in your corner and make you win with anything that we do. If we have a 15-minute phone call, be sure that these 15 minutes are focused on you and how we can make you win, okay? So please don't worry about being on the phone with us. I promise we are good people. So with that being said, database reactivation is easy to add $150,000 dependent on how big your contact list is to your bottom line, okay? So it's really, really important. I would love to see you execute this, and I would love to see you win. If you have any thoughts, questions, concerns, you can always write it in the comments. You can always send me an email at thomas@topseedmarketers.com, or just schedule a call with us and we'll go over any thoughts, questions, or concerns that you have. And with that being said, give us a subscription, put the like button up so we reach more of our audience and they can learn how to make more money and feel a little bit better in their business. And once you have liked and you have subscribed, you just push that bell so you get a notification, so you know whenever a new video comes out where you can learn how to make more money in your HVAC and or home services business, okay? With that being said, I say adios and we see us in the next video.